Kept in Smirk's Big Body Pirate Gym. Prices. Sword training, 30 pieces of weight. Cannon firing, 160 pieces of weight. Balls extra. Grappling hook, 130 pieces of weight. Hook extra. I think I'll knock. It'd only be polite.
What do you want, you wimpy little spineless maggot?
Can we step inside? It's a little chilly out here.
What did you say?
I said it's a little chilly out here.
Huh. You're right. I could catch a cold. What do you want?
Could you please put out that cigar? It's not good for your health, and it smells terrible.
Sure, I'd love to put it out. In your face.
Maybe I'll just leave instead.
Good idea. What do you want?
Do you know where the Swordmaster lives?
Forget it, kid. She'd cut your head clean off. Unless, of course, you got some training first.
Could you train me to be better than the Swordmaster?
Better than the Swordmaster? You? You could never be half the sword fighter Carla is. Even with hours of hard work and sweat and blood. I remember fighting side by side with Carla at Port Royal. The local constabulary had us cornered. It looked like we were done for, but then she said... But I digress. You just don't have what it takes.
You know, you really should quit smoking.
What I really should do is make you eat this stogie. What do you want?
I do so have what it takes.
You do not.
I do so.
You do not.
I do so.
I like your spirit. I'll do what I can. Of course, it'll cost you. What do you got?
Well, I figured you'd do it for free.
Well, you figured wrong. What else have you got?
All I have is this dead chicken.
This isn't one of those rubber chickens with a pulley in the middle, is it? I've already got one. What else have you got?
Well, I've got 30 pieces of 8.
Say no more, say no more. Let's see your sword.
I do have this deadly-looking chicken.
Yes, swinging a rubber chicken with a big metal pulley in it can be quite dangerous. But it's not a sword! Let's see your sword.
Well, I don't want to show it to you.
I think you'd better. Let's see your sword.
Okay, check it out.
Yes, this is a nice one. Let's get to it. Okay, you maggot. Why don't you whip that sword out and let's see what you can do with it? Boy, you fight like a dairy farmer. I usually don't waste my time with vermin like yourself. But seeing as this LeChuck thing has put a cramp on business, I got no choice. I need the money. Yes, I can see this is gonna take some special measures. Just want you to know, I don't do this with everyone. It's only because I feel that special student-mentor pieces of 8 bonding that I'm going to these lengths. I'm gonna put you up against The machine.
Machine? Is this gonna hurt? Yikes!
Come at me. Don't be afraid, you won't hurt me. Use your forte against the foible. No! Beat first, then lunge. Watch your footwork. No! Beat first, then lunge. Advance, thrust, recover, parry, riposte.
Hours later.
You're starting to get the hang of it.
More hours later.
Not bad. You've got good form. Now I'm gonna let you in on the true secret of sword fighting. Sword fighting is kind of like making love. It's not always what you do, but what you say. Any fool pirate can swing a sharp piece of metal around and hope to cut something. But the pros, they know just when to cut their opponent with an insult. One that catches them off guard. You see, kid, your wit's gotta be twice as sharp as your sword. Let's try a couple of insults out, shall we? Okay, imagine this. We're fighting up a storm. Just like Carla and I were doing at Port Royal. There's a sudden break in the fighting, and I say to you, you fight like a dairy farmer. You respond with,
You must be thinking of someone else. I am not a farmer.
I can see we've got a lot of work to do here. You should have responded with something like, how appropriate. You fight like a cow. You see, it's razor-sharp wit like that that wins fights. Let's try another. Imagine this. You're trapped up against a wall. My sword just slashed 2 cuts into your face. I say, soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab. You respond with,
I am rubber, you are glue.
I can see we're in deep trouble here. Ah. A correct response to, soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab, would have been something like, first, you better stop waving it around like a feather duster. See? Razor sharp. Now, I suggest you go out there and learn some insults.
I can't help but feel like I've been ripped off. I'm sure you're feeling something similar. There's no answer.
Whatever you wantin', you scurvy lubber?
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hopes you had something more important to stop me for.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab.
I am rubber, you are glue.
You fight like a dairy farmer.
I am rubber, you are glue.
Boy, are you ugly.
What an amateur insult. You're no match for my brains, you poor fool.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
You have the manners of a beggar.
I am rubber, you are glue. I give up. You win.
Move out of the way, or I cuts my way through.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. You're no match for my brains, you poor fool.
I'd be in real trouble if you ever used them. I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Oh, yeah?
I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
First, you'd better stop waving it like a feather duster. Yikes, nice move.
Aye, this better be important.
Ever notice how all these roads start to look the same?
Yeah, now that you mention it, they do. It's probably just that we're tired.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose. You fight like a dairy farmer.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow. I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Your hemorrhoids are flaring up again, eh? I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow. Yikes, nice move.
What you be wantin', you scurvy lubber?
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. You have the manners of a beggar.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me. I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me.
You make me want to puke.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose. I give up. You win.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. Oh, you make me want to puke.
You make me think somebody already did. You make me want to puke.
You make me think somebody already did. I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
I'm shaking. I'm shaking.
I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
I'm glad to hear you attended your family reunion. You fight like a dairy farmer.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
I give up. You win.
Aye, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all. I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me.
You make me want to puke.
You make me think somebody already did. You have the manners of a beggar.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
I'm shaking. I give up. You win.
Whatever you wantin', you scurvy lubber?
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die. I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
Oh, yeah?
Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab.
I am rubber, you are glue.
You're no match for my brains, you poor fool.
I'm shaking. Wow, you're good enough to fight the sword master.
She looks like she's meditating.
How dare you approach the Swordmaster with... Oh, it's you again.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. I've come to kill you.
Nothing like being honest. I can tell by the sarcastic expression on your face that you've been fully trained by Captain Smirk. Let's get this over with. My wisest enemies run away at the first sight of me.
Even before they smell your breath?
Every word you say to me is stupid.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me.
My last fight ended with my hands covered with blood.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose.
My tongue is sharper than any sword.
I'd be in real trouble if you ever used them.
My name is feared in every dirty corner of this island.
Too bad no one's ever heard of you at all.
Now I know what filth and stupidity really are.
I'm glad to hear you attended your family reunion.
I give up. You win. Well, I hope you're happy. You can go back and brag to all your friends about how you beat the Swordmaster. You'll need proof. Here, this should convince them.
It says, I beat the Swordmaster.
Move out of the way, or I cuts me way through.
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hope you had something more important to stop me for.
Sorry to bother you. I'll be on my way. My, what an unusually bright yellow they are. I've already got one. Looks like an old abandoned campsite. Just a regular old stump. Creepy. I can't pick that up. Same old red flowers all over the forest. Creepy. the legendary lost treasure of Mêlée Island. This carefully reproduced piece of Mêlée Island history has delighted thousands of would-be pirates and their families for generations. Remember, there are other pirates on this island. So go easy on the treasure. Leave some for the next person. Here lies treasure of such unimaginable wealth. Well, you'll just have to dig it up to believe it. Paid for by the Mêlée Island Chamber of Commerce. Looks like a big plus sign. What could that possibly mean? This shouldn't take too long.
Hours pass.
Hey, I think I hit something. Oh boy! It's a t-shirt! Not my size, but a nice one nonetheless. Well, I guess I should put all this dirt back now.
More hours pass.
I found the treasure of Mêlée Island and all I got was this stupid t-shirt. Seems like it's always 10 o'clock on this island. I don't think I can get past them. Woof!
Important notice. These dogs are not dead. They are only sleeping. No animals were harmed during the production of this game.
They're sleeping peacefully. I don't want to wake them. A priceless Ming. I don't recognize the man, but that looks like the dog in the bar. No time for reading now. This door appears to be locked.
This looks like a job for Fester Shinetop.
Better leave this here.
No! Not the red button!
It's a big, ugly, hairy yak wearing some wax lips. I can't move it. I can't move it. I'll need this. I must be nuts. Hack! Gophers! It's beautiful. I can't open it. Uh-oh! That should hold him for a while. If only I had a file, I could get the idol. I think it's some kind of religious text. They're yak-sized and covered with slobber. I'm certainly not going to chew on them. They're yak-sized and covered with slobber. I'm certainly not going to chew on them. It says gophers won't come near you with this stuff on. I don't want to wake them.
Hey, this might work on the rats. Thanks. Here's the cake.
It's heavy. It's a raspy metal file.
I told you. I don't have much more to say.
But I need it to get the idol. This door appears to be locked. I don't see anything special about it. That doesn't seem to work. That doesn't seem to work. I don't see anything special about it. I've got the file. Whee! Whew. That was a close one. At least I got the idol.
But I'm not done with you yet.
Uh-oh.
Thought you could get out of here with the idol of many hands, did you?
Look, I can explain.
So can I. You poisoned the governor's pet poodles,
They're just sleeping.
broke into her house,
The door was unlocked.
and stole one of her most valuable pieces of art.
No, you've got it all wrong.
Oh, really? Well, let's hear your explanation.
She said I could have it.
Ah!
What's going on here?
I caught this hoodlum making off with your idol, Governor. He says you gave it to him.
That's right, I did.
What?
You heard me, Fester. The real question is, how did he get in here while you were on guard?
Oh,
just go away, Fester. I can handle this.
I'll deal with you later.
Sorry about him. He's new. I'm Governor Marley. Governor Elaine Marley. So, I gave you the idol, eh?
Well,
Relax, Mr. Threepwood. I know why you're here. Believe me, you're not the first who's tried. Although I have to admit, not many get as far as you have.
golly.
My lookout told me of your arrival. I've wanted to meet you ever since I heard your fascinating name. Tell me, Guybrush, why do you want to be a pirate? You don't look like one. Your face is too sweet.
Girl.
I see. Well, you're obviously not in the mood for idle chit-chat, are you? I suppose you've got many more exciting things to do? I won't take up any more of your time, Mr. Threepwood.
Bugle. Murphinkiv. Twinkley? I really wish I knew how to talk to women. I better be careful not to cut myself. I better be careful not to cut myself. It's beautiful.
Where do you think you're going, Throom Wade?
Buzz off, Fester.
I think you need to cool off. Hand over your sword.
Uh-oh.
This is the end of the road, my little pantalooned pal. Your troublemaking days on Mêlée Island are over. My plans for the governor are far too important and much too near completion to risk letting a would-be pirate like you get in the way. So long, Mr. Spicecake or Droopface or whatever your name is. This might actually turn out to be a pretty good day.
I can't reach that from here. Looks sharp. I can't reach that from here. Rusty, but sharp. I can't reach that from here. Sharp and dangerous. Very sharp. It's sharp. I better be careful. Heavy and sharp. Actually, it's more like a fabulous doorstop. I guess I'll be needing a sword. This one will do. What was that? I'm so confused.
Hey! What are you doing just standing around? The governor's been kidnapped!
What? By whom?
LeChuck's got her on that ship that just sailed off. He caught her alone when she came down here to rescue you. I'm afraid we've seen the last of her.
So where were you this whole time? Sleeping?
Hey, I'm a lookout, not a bodyguard.
Where did they go?
LeChuck's taken the governor back to his hideout on Monkey Island. I'm afraid that no pirate on this island is brave enough to follow him there. But hey, good luck. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They left this note. You can have it, but I don't think you'll like what it says.
Oh, Governor, why did you have to risk your life for me? Maybe you cared for me more than I thought. Just as I now realize how much I care for you. It's my fault the governor's in this mess, and I swear I'll get her out of it, even if I have to sail to Monkey Island myself to get her. Attention, pirates of Mêlée. Your governor is alive and well and by my side as she was always meant to be. If you try to find us, you will only meet with horrifying disaster. Yours truly, Captain LeChuck. Looks like a fine pewter tankard. What's wrong, old sot?
The governor is gone. LeChuck and his spectral crew came and got her. They put her in the ghost ship and spirited her away. She was so good to me. Always conveniently losing those health board reports. For a small consideration, of course. What'll become of my business? Oh, woe is me.
What can I do to save her?
You must get a ship and go after her. The ghost pirate's lair is on Monkey Island. Everybody knows that. Don't ask me how. All you need to do is find a way there.
Will you join me?
Alas, I cannot go to sea. An old war injury. I'm sure you understand.
Where can I get a ship?
Why, it's Smiling Stan's used shipyard. Same as everybody else. Tell 'em I sent you. We're old friends.
Get me a drink.
Get your own drink.
Right. I'm off.
Good luck. Be sure to wear your mittens. And your galoshes. And don't forget to write. Bye now.
Ow! Got it. This stuff is eating right through the mug. That doesn't seem to work. The governor's been kidnapped.
What?
Here, look at this note.
They kidnapped the governor? That really makes me mad. Oh, I feel like kicking someone. I wonder if she left her place unlocked.
If I let you out, would you join my crew?
Sure! Of course! To my emancipator, I shall be eternally indebted. Until then, I pace. Hey, great! A drink! I'm real thirsty. Yikes! Wow! And to think I used to drink that stuff. I'm free! Oh yeah, thanks. Sucker!
But do we still have a deal? I'm sure he'll be back. He gave me his word as a pirate. A priceless Ming.
Meanwhile, having just returned from Mêlée, LeChuck and his crew find their old hiding place in the underground rivers of Monkey Island and drop anchor.
Captain, sir, I just stopped by to congratulate you on your kidnapping mission. Captain? Captain, are you all right?
Never felt better. And how fares our prisoner?
Ah, yes, the prisoner. We had a little trouble.
Trouble!
No, nothing to worry about, sir. Everything's under control. She escaped a few times, but we've got her locked up in the brig. No one's getting in or out of there.
For your sake, I hope not. With years of planning almost destroyed by my death, I'm not taking any chances now.
You took care of Mr. Threepwood then?
Guybrush Threepwood will not be a problem. At this very moment, he's 20 feet underwater. Probably bloated up like a fattened pig. His eyes being eaten out by crabs. Fish pecking at his fingers. Kinda makes you wish you were there to watch.
Ah, yes, sir. Ugh. Sure does at that.
Now, go check on the route. Make sure it's locked up tight.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I don't see anything special about it.
May I help you?
I was just on my way to the governor's mansion.
Are you here for the looting?
Absolutely not.
That's good, because we're booked up solid for the next 5 hours. May I help you?
I'm here to loot the governor's mansion.
And do you have reservations, sir?
Why, yes, I do have reservations.
And what name would they be under?
It's probably under S, for Shine Top.
Nice try, but we're booked solid for the next 5 hours. But I might be able to squeeze you in around the 2 o'clock hour. Would that be okay?
Yes, that would be fine.
Super. I'll put you down for 1 to loot the governor's mansion at 2:30. Your reservations are for 2:30, sir. Come back, then.
Hey, where'd you go? I hike halfway across the island to try and get you a reservation with the Swordmaster, who, by the way, says you can go jump in the lake. And when I come back, whew, you're gone. See if I ever do you a favor again. What do you want?
I think I'd just like to browse.
Oh, be my guest, Fancy Pants.
Did you know the governor's been kidnapped?
Well, yes, we knew about that.
Why are you just standing around instead of doing something about it?
Well...
The governor can probably take care of herself.
And we are sort of busy here.
Yeah.
And we've got the circus to think of.
We've got to find the elephant.
Find the rat.
Yeah.
And get rid of these minutes. I'm sorry. We simply can't go at this time.
I'll just be running along now. Hey, I'm back and I'm ready to know more about the future. Yikes!
So you have returned to learn future.
Yes, I must go after the governor.
I see you with some others willing to help in your cause.
I really hate that flashing. Makes me see spots.
Quiet. I am getting another vision. You must...
Must what?
You must go to Monkey Island. Once there, you will search for the ghost pirate LeChuck. He hides deep, deep beneath Monkey Island. There is only one thing powerful enough to destroy LeChuck.
What?
It's an ancient root. Once prepared, the root can destroy a ghost with one touch.
Yeah!
I'm getting more vision.
Spill it!
I see the cannibals that live on the island. They are helping you or eating you. I can't tell. The vision isn't coming in clear anymore.
Great.
Now go and find the one that loves you. But be warned.
Don't worry, I'll watch out for LeChuck.
Not of LeChuck, of yourself. What you will find out about yourself and your world. It will terrify you.
Excuse me, but oh, it's only you again. I told you there was only one in existence. Now get lost.
I'll save you, Elaine. I promise. I'm not sure, but I think he may be asleep. Any sign of the governor?
None. As I said, I fear we've seen the last of her. Look, I told you. I haven't seen a thing. Now, if you're worried about her, go out and get her.
Howdy! I'm Stan of Stan's previously owned vessels, and I'd stand on my head to make you a deal. What sort of craft are you looking for? Big, fast, slow. You want it? I got it. And if I don't got it, I'll get it. I want to make you a deal that you're happy with. Because if you're not happy, I'm not happy. But I know you're going to leave here happy today. How do I know? Just look at all these ships. I've got something for everyone. Come, take a look around. So tell me, what are you interested in looking at today?
Let me see the best ship you've got.
Hey, it's nice to meet a man who appreciates quality. I've got just the boat for you. Walk this way. Now this is a ship fit for a king. I mean, we're talking 15 staterooms, a fireplace in every one. We're talking 2 pools, one indoor, one outdoor. We're talking rotating ballroom. We're talking heated crow's nest. We're talking 200 feet of ocean-going decadence. And all for one low price. Speaking of price, what kind of price range were you thinking of?
Money is no object.
Well, it is with me. How much you got?
I have 371 pieces of 8.
I think we must be talking about completely different ships here. You've obviously been out of the ship market for quite some time. I doubt you're carrying enough cash on you for this transaction. You wouldn't happen to have any other means of finance, would you?
All I have is this rubber chicken.
Is it one of those rubber chickens with a pulley in the middle? I already got one of those. You wouldn't happen to have any other means of finance, would you?
Actually, I was hoping to get one on credit.
Sorry, kid. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. That's just old Stan's philosophy. If you've got a job, the storekeeper in town might extend you some credit. Then we'd have something to talk about. Unless, of course, you've already got some other means of financing.
On second thought, this may not be the ship for me.
Okay, but I got 5 of the guys coming back to look at this baby today. Don't count on it being here if you change your mind. So, what else can I show you?
Something not too expensive, but built to last.
Affordable quality. Hey, that's my motto. I've got just the boat for you. Walk this way. Now I can see you're a no-frills kind of guy, but I can also tell that quality means a lot to you. I mean, just look at the way you dress. Rugged, like this baby. She comes from a land far to the north, where the sea is as unforgiving as the men are tough, and hey, you wouldn't happen to be from there, would you? You just seem to have a sort of Nordic quality about you. Anyway, we're talking about a real value here. Just how much were you looking to spend today?
I have 371 pieces of 8.
I'm glad this ship doesn't have ears, my friend. Because if she did, she'd slap your face. I don't think you've got the cash for this transaction either. You do have some other means of payment, don't you?
On second thought, this may not be the ship for me.
Of course it isn't. You're looking for a much bigger boat, I can tell. So, what else can I show you?
I don't really have that much to spend.
Have no fear. Every ship I sell is a bargain. But if you're looking for a real steal, I've got just the boat for you. Walk this way. This here is the famous Sea Monkey, the only ship ever to make it to Monkey Island and come back with anyone aboard left alive. Or should I say, anything. You see, the previous owners of this ship were two adventurous pirates. They set off, like many before, to find the legendary secret of Monkey Island. And like many before, they disappeared forever. Their fate? A mystery. Almost as mysterious as how this ship returned to Mêlée Island without a single human aboard. Some claim it was sailed back by a crew of chimps.
Chimps? There aren't any chimps in the Caribbean.
Oh, shut up. It makes a good story. Anyway, this baby's mine now. That is, until someone makes me an offer. How much would you like to spend?
I have 371 pieces of 8.
Look, this is a very reasonably priced ship, but not that reasonable. I don't think you've got the cash for this transaction either. You do have some other means of payment, don't you?
On second thought, this may not be the ship for me.
Of course it isn't. You're looking for a much bigger boat, I can tell. So, what else can I show you?
That spiffy blue one by your office looks nice.
Of course it does. It's mine, and it's not for sale. What else can I show you?
How much do you want for yours?
I told you, it's not for sale. Jeez, you're annoying. But hey, so am I, right? What else can I show you?
Actually, I'd like to go think about it some more.
Sure, think it over. I don't want you to feel pressured or anything. Bye now. I forgot to give you my card. And here's something else to remember me by.
A compass?
An extra strong magnetic compass.
With your picture on it.
That's right. It always points directly back here, so if you're looking for a good deal, you know where to go. I'll be right here when you come back. But I can't guarantee that any of these ships will.
Right.
They're moving fast today. Yes, sirree. Can't hardly keep anything in stock. He'll be back.